Hello, I'm Kristen. How do I start this?
Hi, everybody. I'm Kristen.
Yeah, okay. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Will.
And this is So I'm Watching The Last of Us, Season 2, Episode 3, The Path.
Yeah.
Good?
I'm husband/editor Will.
Yeah.
The other two shows I'm on don't get as many views as like this and the other HBO stuff we've done. So
This has actually not been doing great for us, so.
yeah, but not as like, it's not Daredevil though.
It's not Daredevil, though, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so I made notes today because I can never
Look at you.
remember where we're starting. We start on a real bummer.
Yeah.
Which is Joel's body being prepared for burial. Tommy ends up coming in and having to finish it from like another woman that's there while all of the cordyceps are still
Burning.
roasting.
Yeah.
Ellie wakes up in the hospital.
It's just possible. I mean, it's whatever
I think
their
it used
hospital.
to be something else,
Yeah.
but yeah. She immediately just starts screaming because she's still like living in the moment that Joel died, basically. She has to have many broken ribs.
Mm-hmm.
There was something in the preview last week that wasn't in this one where they said something about her having blood in her urine. Which is like really bad kidney damage usually.
Mm-hmm.
So she got, when Manny kicked her before they left, she got pretty fucked up.
Hurt,
yeah.
She had the bandages,
She had
but
a chest
also a
tube.
tube
She had a chest tube.
doing something, whatever that does.
If I know one thing about a chest tube, it's because I've been watching ER nonstop for 2 weeks. It's usually to help you breathe. Yeah. If you have like a collapsed lung or something. So, but it could also be draining fluid as well.
That's true. Yeah.
So yeah, the whole is basically then we jump 3 months. It's springtime. The whole town is rebuilding. I was very concerned about all of the cordyceps smoldering right by the
wood wall.
The wood wall around the whole thing, but they're addressing that because damaged wood is not as strong as like burned wood is not as strong as new wood. So they're addressing that. They're fixing some of them. They're rebuilding some buildings. Everything is going well. People are coming together, chipping in. Pretty good. Yeah. So
it's not like a high flying episode.
No, it's not a high flying episode. I'm really mostly going to be like narrating a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So Ellie's awake and she is getting some last minute tests done. She is good to go, but there's one more person she has to talk to, and it's Gail. Real talk, Gail might be my favorite character.
The way she was just like sitting in the outfield drinking.
Well, we're not there yet. But,
I know we're not there yet.
Yes, that was hysterical.
Was the one.
Ellie basically has to talk to her before she's allowed to leave as like a psych
eval.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so she does. I get it. Like I get it's the way that Ellie as a character is. I don't know if it's quite the same in the video games exactly. I do wish that she'd be serious with an authority figure, like, just once, ever, if their name isn't Joel. But, you know.
Get used to it.
No, I know. It's like, I don't know. I get it. I get that that's her character. I get that that's where she comes from. It just is slightly frustrating to watch.
Every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So
she is not different in the games.
No, that's
it's
fine.
It's just exactly
that's fine. So she basically is like, I'm totally fine. Sure, I'm sad, but everything is gonna be fine. Like, don't. And Gail's like, okay, I guess if that's the way we're gonna play it. So she does let her go. And she gets back to the house, which they built a whole ass house.
Yeah.
Which was wild. We saw that in the after thing. Yeah, they built this entire house basically to shoot this.
For the interiors. They built it in a studio.
Yeah. Well,
and then they had the exterior, I think it was an existing house.
Yeah. So there's like a memorial out front for Joel. Lots of people have left things, notes, cards, flowers, stuff like that.
Yep.
And then Ellie just has to walk basically through the whole house. That's just hers now, I guess. Though she's just living in the garage, I think.
Yeah, I forget what becomes of the house. I don't think we ever address it again. Like if they gave it to someone else or
Yeah.
Whatever, if someone else came and they needed to house them, or
it would be a little bit.
what?
I mean, and so Ellie's gone too. I assume she's coming back at some point, but she's gone for now. So it's like there is just an empty house sitting there, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense why one young girl would
Have
get a
whole
house all to herself if there's like families. But yeah, so she goes all through the house. She goes to the bedroom and she finds a box basically that just only has his watch and his gun in it. And I thought it was a really interesting thing that she just left the watch because she doesn't know the significance of it. I think if she knew the significance of the watch, she might have taken that also.
Does she not take it?
No, she flipped it to the side and just took the gun. But it's like that was the watch that Sarah fixed for him in episode 1. And so it's like it means something to him, but he also never got it fixed again. So he's wearing a broken watch for 25 years, basically. And I don't think Ellie ever like took that on. So it's interesting that something that feels so sentimental to us would have no meaning to her.
Well, even not knowing the meaning of it to Joel, it would still have meaning to her because it was Joel's and it was broken at the time of his death. That would be like such a like revenge memento.
No,
to, like,
it was broken before that. It was never fixed. It was never fixed again after Sarah fixed it. It was broken forever the whole time. He never got it fixed. To my knowledge, he never got it fixed again. So it was just it was a personal thing of significance for him, but then she didn't really, and I think it was also important that it's like she's not like Sarah. She is violent, and so she took the gun. Yeah, I liked it a lot. I thought that was interesting. So then Dina comes over. I really liked this scene
of them at the table.
Yes.
Yeah, it was really good.
Because at first I was like, Dina, why are you sitting like you're at like an adoption meeting? Like, what is going on? And she was like, I brought cookies because you're about to be mad at me. I lied when you were in the hospital that I didn't know anything. I know a lot. I know all their names except for she doesn't know the one's name.
She knows enough people's names.
Yeah, she knows 4 of their names, and she knows where they're from, and she knows their organization. And Ellie is super pissed at first, but she's like, they told me I couldn't tell you. You would have crawled on your hands and knees with a chest tube wound. She was like, you're gonna pull it out.
Well, they told them not to upset her,
and she
didn't
like,
tell anybody.
Yeah, exactly, which also she didn't tell anybody, which is important.
Yeah.
So I just really thought the whole scene was great. And then Dina basically lays it all out. She's like, they're with this thing called WLF, to which Ellie is like, that's fucking lame.
Did she say like idiots or like fucking idiots or something?
Yeah. So
I don't even think it's that bad. It's just it's funny. It's that like, look at that bitch over there eating crackers.
Sure.
Like it really was that.
Well,
exactly
I just
that.
like, so when Will and I were talking about it last week, I was like, you couldn't just think of an O word to actually just make it spell wolf.
I don't know, the Washington Liberation Front. Why change it? Wolf is fine. We use acronyms all the time.
Maybe it is a bitch eating crackers
you're
thing.
bitch eating crackers in it right now, pretty hard.
But I just feel like you can do better.
You're reaching.
So anyway, she's like, we have to do this right. You can't just go herring off. Like, we have to talk to Maria. Like, we have to bring it in front of everybody and do this. And it's clear, obviously, the whole time that Ellie's like, yo, okay, we'll do it. But I'm definitely going anyway. So they go talk to Tommy and he approves it. But they have to take it to council. So they take it to the council. Before that, we see the people walking through the woods. Am I not supposed to know what they're called? Because the after show told us what they were called.
No, you can know what they're called.
Okay, Sarapites.
Yep.
Yeah. I guess they seem peaceful, but I sort of, well, yeah. And I was like, I also really balk. As soon as he said that, I was like, no, because I really balk at people being called peaceful that are doing facial mutilation to their own children.
Yeah.
In a way, like, I know that is like, it is based in some religions, like tribal religions specifically, but there feels like more artistry to those facial modifications than just 2 slashes down the face. Like, What did they kill your father and prepare to die? Like,
I suspect they're going to be expanding them a little bit and using them also to show like the duality of like man and people.
Okay.
Because without spoiling anything, like we don't get a lot of them in the game.
It's like just enough to be creepy, kind of.
No, they're an active enemy.
Oh, okay.
Abby is really the only one that has experience with them.
Okay.
And it is bad.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if like we see Ellie with them here so that she has like
a different perspective.
Even though it's like her own perspective of it, like that is like she has one perspective on them and Abby has experience with them and it's different.
So, so basically from Ellie's eyes, they're victims.
Exactly.
Possibly of Abby.
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I get it.
Which is not the case. And if they thought about it for 2 seconds, they'd be like, well,
it's been way too long.
If Abby and her crew were just gonna like their goal was just to kill people like this in this way,
then they would have
killed Ellie and Dina and anyone else and Jesse
but it was just about Joel.
But it was literally just about Joel. Except for obviously like Manny was pissed, but he also did not kill her.
I don't like Manny.
Well,
and I'm in a really uncomfortable place of not liking Danny Ramirez and something. That's his name, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And because I really like him generally, and this is making me really not like him. There was something else that reminded me that when Ellie and Dina are having their first talk, she's like, we wasted time, like they got away. And Dina's point was, if you know who the people are and where they're going to end up, let them get there.
You're not going to be moving faster than them, especially sick, injured, or like hurt rather.
Injured and recovering the whole town, basically.
And the town can't lose anyone else, so it would just be you, especially 3 months. But like if Dina had told her the next day, we'd be like, we're still dragging like living people out of the streets.
Yeah. So they're having a town hall meeting, and
my favorite part of the whole episode was the guy talking about corn.
Okay,
man, that was funny.
Because I thought for sure that they were having just a regular town hall meeting and we're going to do this Joel mission at the end, this Joel revenge mission at the end.
Yeah.
But apparently his whole talk about growing corn was he just had gotten off track. And he was like, I don't really care about
I don't really have
an opinion.
I don't really have an opinion about this.
Incredible. So basically, I guess how they work is they like put out a notice that they're having a town meeting about something specific, and then whoever wants to speak can, because they just had a list of names who were like speaking out about it. I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, it's just like a town hall meeting.
Yeah, but usually there's like
there's not usually a
more
vote.
Of an itinerary.
There's not usually a vote. There was an itinerary. The itinerary was the Joel thing.
Well, so that's what I'm saying is that like it didn't feel like a town hall meeting, because I thought the guy was talking about corn. I thought we were addressing multiple. I don't know. I thought it was really interesting.
It was funny.
And so some freaking wet noodle named Rachel gets up and is like, I lost someone too. And then
I love how much you're like everything Neil and Craig say at the end, you're like, fuck you. Just go kill them. They're like explaining the whole point of the game and why all these people matter and why they can't send 16 of their finest men into battle in this moment, and you're like, fuck you.
Okay, I think
do it.
So, okay, I think
I don't care that you're the creator or the writer. I do not care.
I think part of it also is because you have played both games, and I have been in the house when you have played both games, so I know some stuff. I knew that Ellie and Dina were going alone from already, so I'm just like, can you shut up? And then weirdly, town homophobe Seth is like, you know what? No, let's go. Burn them all to the ground, because otherwise they're going to come back and they're going to kill us instead, which I also don't think they're going to do.
Nope.
Like, I don't think that's on anybody's radar.
Well, the thing is, Ellie is really the only one who was awake enough to pass that judgment. Dina was put to sleep pretty rapidly.
Sure, yeah.
And then Ellie only saw
the killing blow,
essentially, and Abby's like rage, and then Manny obviously like kicks her right in the gut. She's not really in like a right state of mind to be like, they probably wouldn't come back. Like to really think it through that
Sure.
if they were going to come back, they would have just killed 2 of us. Now we're 2 reinforcements essentially.
Yeah.
They could have easily, they put Dina to sleep to make so they didn't have to kill her. Like that was like an extra thoughtfulness that like people that are just going to come take a town would not have done.
Yeah.
So I don't like to me, like that conclusion is gettable by someone who's just
that
like
they
thought
would
about
come
it.
back?
Like that they could figure out that like that's probably not going to be
probably
the
not
case.
going to happen. Or else I feel like they would have done it while they were still suffering, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. But I mean, they would have had to travel quite a ways to, because that happens on the same night.
Yeah.
So, and it's a long trek on a horseback from Wyoming to Washington.
Of course, yeah. So I did really like Seth's speech though. Where
I did too.
Yeah.
It was really good. Like I understand both sides of it.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I like that he interrupted the guy that was like, "Kumbaya," right? And he just was like, "Fuck no."
This is again.
Yeah.
It's so funny. You're like, that guy is like this. They couldn't be clearer. This is the theme of the show.
Again,
and then Seth
is
is like, I'm the mad one, and you're like, Seth. You and me, buddy.
You and me. Okay, I do want to make something clear from last week, which is that I actually have no issues with Abby seeking revenge for her family being killed.
Sure.
Simple revenge. You want to kill Joel? Kill Joel. You've got my blessing. He killed your dad. I totally understand. You, one, have to understand that's going to come back on you. You have to know. You killed him in front of his daughter, essentially. Both of them, essentially. My biggest problem is the brutality of it. The extent of the torture. That's what I have a problem with.
Mm-hmm.
Fine if I'm going to change my mind later.
I'm not telling you you're going to change your mind.
I'm just saying.
It's just so funny. Because at the end of the episode, Neil was like, when we were making the game, we had to make it bad because we wanted to make the player very mad.
Sure.
We needed them to be like the maddest they've ever been.
It's just, they're not equal punishments.
I know.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
That's all I'm saying.
He has done his job. He said, I want to make players mad. Yeah. Man, they got you. They got you good.
I can't play this game.
You can't see the forest for the trees now.
First of all, I would be terrible at playing this game. I'm not good at games like this, like murder games. I can't do it.
Murder.
All you're doing is shooting people and things.
I guess.
Yeah, I can't.
There's a lot of sneaking. There's a lot of throwing bottles. That's true. That episode 1 moment was very an Easter egg.
That was funny. We mentioned that in the episode last week that we think it's really fun that you are constantly like, that really happened in the game, but it's always dumb shit. Like Seth gave the mistake sandwich. Yeah. And I'm like, love that. Yeah. Great. So okay, after Seth interrupts the other guy.
Can I say one more thing about Seth?
Yeah.
I think he reminds me of Will Ferrell's Harry Carey.
What the hell are we all talking about here?
We've got a very exciting World Series on our hands.
I'm Carey.
Oh, sure. I can't see anything other than Bart Bass, so that's from Gossip Girl.
Is that who actually
plays Bart's dad? Yeah. So after Seth's speech, Ellie gives a speech. It is out and out bullshit.
Yeah.
It is literally nothing but like, it's not about me, it's about us. And no, girl, no one in the room believes you. And Gail is also watching. So then basically they vote. It is 3-8. They are not sending people. You have to assume that it was Maria, Tommy, and Jesse that voted for Ellie. Mm-hmm. You'd hope. We haven't had any sort of deliverance about that. I don't assume we will.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Well, Ellie's away now for presumably the foreseeable future.
Yep. Yeah. They could not put her back in Jackson Hole until episode 1 of season 4.
I don't think we're getting a season 4.
They really felt like it.
Are we getting a season 4?
I'm just saying, if they spread stuff out, like if they separate stuff the way it's separated in the game, like they could make this 4 seasons.
So we got to a baseball game. Gail, as you mentioned, is sitting in the outfield, so very certain that these children are not going to get it.
She's just
a home run.
I find it's so funny and like endearing that she's like into it.
Yeah.
She's like calling kids by their number.
Yeah.
She's like, let's go 9. Let's do it 9. I was like, and then he falls over. Just does one of these. It's so fun. I don't know.
So she's out there in her camp chair and her sun hat.
It's
with
very
her bottles of beer.
Like, Catherine O'Hara could make that work.
100%.
Was the one who could make the whole thing work.
And Tommy comes to talk to her about Ellie. He's worried about her, and she's like, I get it. She's angry. But whatever is going on with her, she did not learn it from Joel. She was already there. Mm-hmm. I love that too, where the way he phrased it was, I'm worried that she's following his path. And she said, whatever path they were on, they were side by side from the start.
Yeah.
Love that. Mm-hmm. I think it's really interesting. She calls Ellie a liar, and he's like,
there's a difference between lying and being a liar.
And she's like, yeah.
She's like, yeah, I know it.
She's a liar.
She's a fucking liar.
Yeah. It was really, really good. I liked that a lot. She also, though, said some people can't be saved. I guess I do and don't believe that. I think Ellie could be saved, but it would be a tough road back. Yeah, but I really liked that. She also is like, I love that she's charging for her services just in any sort of mind-altering substance. Mm. Anything that'll get her out of her head. Because
what is he saying? She's like, I'm supposed to unpack this with a therapist myself, but
yeah.
You know, and he's like, well, how do you
do
that?
She's
like, well, I'm an alcoholic.
I'm definitely
and
an
I smoke
alcoholic.
all the weed I can.
Yeah,
it's so funny,
incredible. No notes.
The deliveries.
Yeah. So then Ellie is in her bedroom preparing to leave, and Dina comes to knock on the door, and there's just guns everywhere, and she's like, ugh. So she lets Dina in, and Dina's like, you're going to get 0 feet with what you've got packed and none of this other stuff. And also, do you even know where you're going? What are you doing? And the way she just goes, northwest. Also incredible. So Dina's definitely smarter than Ellie, and she's like, we need this, and this. Here's a map. We're going to do this up to here and then over this way.
Dina is constantly the only voice of reason in the game.
That sounds about right. And so then Dina's like, I know a guy, and it's Seth. Seth's helping. Apparently there are many people in the town that are hip to their drive and like into their cause.
Probably at least 3 out of 8.
Well, I don't think Seth went to
3 out of 11.
No, like amongst the townspeople, not just the.
No, I understand that, but that's like a sampling.
Well, I see what you mean.
That's a sample size.
When
you do a poll, you don't poll everybody. You poll a sample.
If only we polled everybody. So...
we.
No, not in this. In the world.
No, I know that, but like, what good would a poll have done if people won't answer?
Well, that's not the point. If it was mandatory, like it is in other countries.
You mean voting?
Yes.
That's not what a poll is.
I know. Just saying. I'm having a thought journey. So anyway, Seth knows somebody that was working the stables and was able to get Shimmer out.
I think it was his wife. He said he used a lady's name.
Yeah.
And he said this person
I did not
is
expect
sympathetic
him
to
to
your...
be married.
Certainly not to a boy.
Not to a boy, obviously, but I'm going to vote no on wife.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just like a colleague,
bitter.
Maybe someone he works with in the kitchen. I don't know.
Yeah, they've got Shimmer. They're sharing one horse. They've got Shimmer. They've got all the.
There's only one horse.
Oh, there's also only one tent. But nothing happens because Dina's still claiming she's straight. But yeah, they get out. They go to Joel's grave on the way out, which is what she told Tommy earlier in the episode, and she leaves him coffee beans. That was so cute.
Is that significant?
Well, she just like gave him shit for the coffee before in season 1.
Oh, okay.
And just because
you rewatched season 1.
Yeah, because it like smelled bad, and then he just like kept drinking it like in front of her, and it was like only a kind of passing thing, but I thought it was really sweet. It was really cute. Even Rachel was like, "What's the significance of the coffee beans?" And I was like, "It's the cutest thing ever." I don't know, what else would she bring him?
I'm sure that's in the game. I just forgot.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, I haven't played the first. I mean, I played the I played 1 and 2 kind of back to back.
Mm.
Like I played 1 for the first time. I guess I don't need to think about this too long. I played them back to back. I can't remember if I played 1 more time. It's not very long. I might have just played it a second time. Yeah.
Okay, so they're traveling and everything's going pretty smooth.
Yep.
They're camping one night in the rain, and Dina decides to open an entire can of worms and ask on a scale of 1 to 10 how good she was at kissing. And Ellie's like a 6.
It's tough.
And she's like, well, that's not great. And I mean, obviously Ellie's lying, but I don't know. Why would you put her poor little lesbian ass in this position to rate the hottest girl she's ever seen at kissing when she knows you're straight?
She was poking the she's poking the bear a little bit. She was seeing if she could, get
Here's
something
the thing.
going.
If anything is going to happen with them, Dina's going to have to initiate it.
Yeah.
I don't think Ellie's going to stick herself out on that limb.
No.
Not remotely.
No.
So she says also a couple things about Jesse. She's like, I think he's sad, or I like hope it's just in him, this sadness that he's not sad because of me, basically. And I was like, you also shouldn't be talking about your boyfriend.
Yeah.
If you're poking the lesbian bear over here. So mixed signals.
Yeah.
No hooking up.
I'm unsure what their goal is by changing it.
The timeline.
Yeah. I mean, they are in the game. I guess they're not really together because their relationship is just like Dina's relationship with Jesse. It's kind of like tenuous and weird. And that New Year's dance is the first time they kiss, but then they do have sex.
Yeah.
Like in the snowstorm, they are together. It's not Ellie and Jesse together. It's Ellie and Dina together that hunkered down. So yeah, I'm unsure what they're gonna do. I know like a couple more things about like what's going on down the road that I don't want to spoil.
No,
but I don't know why they would bother like making that change or like taking it out or something.
Right.
They didn't cut all of her gay stuff out. They made it. They didn't like they gave us Riley in season 1.
Yeah.
So and
it's not like they're leaning out of the gay stuff because also we didn't need the Bill and Frank episode for like the actual plot of the show.
Yep. So I'm just curious.
I wonder if it's just because like we need like TV needs more time kind of to get into it, but we'll see. They seem like they're really up shit creek at this point, so I don't know when we're gonna have time for a quick rendezvous, but we'll see. As they're continuing on their journey, they come across a dead man in the road, and they go to investigate. They're doing everything really right, which I appreciate. They're not just like herring off into situations. They're aside from the grander situation. But they do it really right. Dina goes off the path to see what else is going on, and she comes back and just barfs everywhere. And then Ellie goes to investigate. And I liked this note quite a lot as well. It's basically the Sarapites from earlier, the group that we saw earlier. And I think what's the most interesting to me is that it's the little girl that bothers Ellie the most. And I mentioned while we were watching it, I was like, I don't think she's seen a lot of dead kids.
Probably not.
Like, she's seen dead people, and she's seen cordyceps infected people, but it's like, I don't think that she has grasped, because Joel kept talking, she kept on asking in season 1 about cordyceps, like, we're going to run into cordyceps, and Joel's like, that's not the problem. The problem is the people. Like, and I don't think she's actually ever fully grasped that. Yeah. And so to see the aftermath of people having murdered children, I think is really alarming to her. And like you said, it's not based off any really good brain power, but they both are just like, I wonder if this was WLF that did this.
Well, I think that their understanding of WLF is very limited. So they are thinking that it was literally Abby and her group.
Yeah. And I don't think they have any idea that they have multiple tanks.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No, I think they think it's like, because Ellie was not awake really at all in Utah.
No.
She gets they get taken. And she gets knocked out, and she's basically out the whole time. So I guess she wouldn't really know the fireflies.
They get knocked out and taken, and then she is sedated for the whole, like, leaving
Yeah.
portion. So then that brings us basically, they make it to Seattle, no problems.
Yeah.
It's totally fine.
Would not have
and-
made for a very interesting
No.
TV show if they showed much more of
Of
that.
course, yeah. So they make it, and they are basically gonna they're seeing it from relatively far away, and then we cut to Manny keeping watch really belligerently, in my opinion. He really had an attitude about being called for a check-in.
They asked him for something that he wasn't told to pay attention to.
Yeah. So it's about moving something, it seems like, and so
He's
he
just like
gives
watching the
them-
checkpoints so
Yeah.
that like he has the bird's eye view so that they when they start moving their stuff up, they
Yeah.
know what they're moving into.
So he gives them the all clear, and then we see again multiple tanks and like at least 50 people.
50 to 100 people, yeah.
Yeah, which is a lot more than we were bargaining for. And one of them is for sure going to be Jeffrey Wright, and another person, maybe affiliated or maybe not, is going to be Alana Ubek, which I am very excited about.
That's fun.
Yeah, she was the one talking to him. Yeah, that's her.
Sure.
So yeah, very excited. Good episode. Not a lot. Again, kind
not
of
very
piece
much.
movie, but
Yeah.
it did like cover a lot of stuff.
It needed to happen.
Yeah.
It was very like
We had
they
to,
had to
like,
do that first stuff
yeah.
and then they had to get her going and now it's going to be Seattle stuff.
Yeah. Okay. I'm excited. So
Me too.
So Other Will is going to be here
Occasionally, probably.
Well, you are
Other.
you are the current Will.
I thought
now.
I was Other Will.
Well, you are usually Other Will, but right now you're the current Will.
Sure.
So Normal Will, I guess, is going to be here for over a week in this house. So he will be here for the next 2 episodes for sure. But yeah.
But you can see me again later this week when we're covering
Andor, which is very good.
which is a great show.
Yeah.
If you're not watching, you should watch it.
Despite the R word that
Despite-
happened last week.
Despite the weird artwork.
Yeah. Not excited about that. But yeah, I loved it. We'll be back next week. Like Will said, we are covering Andor. Also, Normal Will is working on the next season of Teen Wolf. There's also lots of other stuff coming. If anyone's still watching this and the Venn diagram of this and the TV show You is anything, that will be coming soon as well. We just had to rework some schedules. So yeah, let us know what you think. Like and subscribe. Bye.
Bye.